Okay, so here we are again with Rustic Roots, and we are going to make pigs in a blanket, or piggies. We got our rice, our sauce, salt, pepper,
Cabbage.
and cabbage, and a hammer. My wife's gonna beat the cabbage with the hammer.
You do beat the cabbage with a hammer.
Alright, so we better get ready to watch that.
First, we gotta boil our cabbage. It takes about 45 minutes. You wanna make sure all your leaves are soft right down to the core, and you will use every piece of your cabbage, whether it be for this dish. I like to take my leftover cabbage, chop it up, put it in the freezer, use it for cabbage and noodles. We'd waste nothing.
We're getting down in there. Look at us.
It's not easy. This is
use
probably
the
the hardest part.
Are we
We're
using the
going to
hammer
use the
yet?
hammer. We're going to use the hammer. My grandmother always had my grandfather come and do the core for her.
I can't do it because I'm videotaping.
So, you know, there is a job for a man in every kitchen.
I was doing all the cooking at first, and then I decided that I might be better at the camera.
All right, so we cut around our core. We're actually going to hit
Now
the
beat
core.
it, beat it, beat it.
We are going to hit it.
Beat it to death.
And we're making a mess, but that's okay because we're really loosening it up.
Shards of cabbage just went my eye.
Yeah, but now we're like...
This is not a work hammer.
It is not a work hammer. It's not. It's a...
You know, I thought this would be boring, but I guess
And
not.
it's not. There's your core. All right, so we hollowed her down a little bit. Made some air for the water to get in. Now we're just going to throw her in a pot. Fill our pot up to about 2 inches over the cabbage. Core side down to start. All right, so we got our cabbage in the water. We filled it up. It floats a little. It's going to come to the top. As it cooks, it'll get, you know. We are going to salt our water. We're going to boil this on one side for about 25 minutes. Flip it over, do another 25 minutes, give or take. And then we'll take it from there. All right, so now that our cabbage is over there boiling, we're going to prepare our meat. This is just 80% ground beef.
There's actually no piggy in
There
this.
is no pig in here. Now, don't get me wrong, there's times where I will mix a little bit of ground pork in here if I can't get the juicy meat. Today, we're doing 100% beef.
But it's basically hamburger in a blanket then.
Yeah, it's a cow.
What's the history on this dish?
This is Grandma makes this. So we did your family yesterday. We made some lobster ravioli. Today, we're going to my side. Grandma had a lot of people to feed. These make a lot of piggies. You can eat for sometimes 2-3 days. Head of cabbage.
Take us back to your childhood when you ate these piggies or cows in a blanket, and they were so delicious.
Take you back, huh? Well, you can get 2 rolls of this, a little salt and pepper, and a piece of white Wonder Bread with butter, and you are golden.
And then I think lobster ravioli is so much more interesting.
Well, it's about the fact that you can take a little bit of food, no matter how much money you have, and feed an entire family. Like this could be Sunday dinner. This could be 2-3 days worth of meals for a family of 4. This right here is going to feed our family for about 3 days.
It looks perfectly seasoned. Let's start grabbing meat.
Salt and pepper.
Grab that meat, hon.
This,
we're going to put that right in there?
This goes right in. We don't cook it. Everything gets mixed together. So this is about 3 cups of rice.
This is a learning experience.
This is white
for me.
rice. If you want to go with brown rice, I've done brown rice. It doesn't alter the taste. We've been talking about doing a vegetarian portion of this. I'm not a fan.
I think a little bit of mushroom portobello.
I'm not a fan. I'm a fan of portobellos. I'm not a fan of taking such a
For you people out there who don't
hearty
want to eat
meal.
poor piggies or whatever,
There
I will
are
do
versions.
a vegetarian version of this.
You
recipe.
can substitute. You can substitute. You really can. You're right. Portobello mushrooms, baby bellas. You're going to still use your rice. Black
Maybe
beans.
even some broccoli, right? Broccoli.
I mean, you can stuff it. You stuff that up. I would go more with a cauliflower because it's a little more heartier and it can substitute as a chicken. But you're going to go with your beans and your rice. Flavor it the same way. You're just going to you want to make sure you get your rice in here good. The more rice, the better, because the rice.
I like the way she grabs that meat.
It's about touching your food, feeling your food, smelling your food, knowing what you're making, knowing what you're feeding your family.
And we are Rustic Roots.
If you do want to make these and freeze them, you can do that. Do not put your sauce in. Make your sauce at a later time. Prepare your rolls. Freeze them in a single layer on a cookie sheet and then put them in a Ziploc bag. Good for 6 months.
As much piggies as we're making, we will actually eat them.
We will actually eat these all. I could get pig in there if you want, but you really don't need it.
You're bugging me without the pig.
So we got that pretty much. It's a workout. I mean, cooking for your family is a workout. If they ask you why you're so darn tired at the end of this, say, Mother, I fed you.
She said, Mother, beep. Thank God, because I didn't want to edit this. I don't know if you can say beep on...
I beeped.
Can you say beep?
Mother... All right, so your rice is nice and mixed in. See?
Look at that. Mixed in rice. Delicious. Piping hot steaming cabbage. Mmm. Cabbage leaves. And we're back. How long did we have to boil this cabbage for, my dear?
About 45 minutes.
45 minutes of burning the cabbage.
Did not burn the cabbage. Start assembling our cabbage rolls. Piggies, whatever you want to call them. Here's our cabbage. Hi.
Sorry, different camera angle.
So we have this hard stem part in your leaf.
Hardened stems.
You're just going to take your knife and in a triangle manner, you're going to cut that little piece out.
A triangle manner and just chuck it.
It's gone.
Chuck it
We don't need it.
wherever the heck.
We don't need it anymore.
I think she chucked it into the living room.
It's here.
Okay, good.
All right, so you're going to grab some of your meat. Meat we prepared earlier. Again, we did not cook any of it.
She's back to grabbing meat.
You're gonna squeeze your meat into a little, not a meatball, but similar.
It's like an egg. Looks
Maybe
like
an egg shape. Well, you know.
Yes.
Your piggies aren't round. So you're gonna kind of grab your cabbage and roll it like a fajita. You're gonna fold it in on itself.
And roll it like a Vegeta. Vegeta or fajitas?
Fajita.
Vegeta.
Yeah, the J doesn't. You're gonna get a nice
The J is silent. I know, the J is silent.
bowl of meat.
Big ass bowl of meat.
You're just gonna wrap it up like a fajita. Nice and
I like
tight.
the way she wraps that, though.
Nice and tight.
Look at those babies.
Nice
They're
and
just
tight.
going to take a little nap in there.
They're gonna sit in that juice. Just
Pigs
wait.
in a
They're
blanket.
they're
That's why
wrapped
they
all
call
nice
it
and
pigs in a
tight.
blanket,
It
because
is.
they're so wrapped
They're
tight.
so wrapped up tight. All nice and snug, warm.
I mean, they look delicious. Look at that.
Now,
This is just so interesting. I don't
it's
know
not
why.
really as interesting as you think. It's a craft.
I think it's
It's
interesting.
a craft.
Look
I mean,
at
so you gotta.
Look at, I'm gonna roll my pig.
I'm rolling my cabbage like a pro. Which must mean I paid attention that day.
Okay, we have a nice stack of piggies here.
It only took about a half hour to get that stack of piggies. Yeah. The harder it's gonna be wrapping. I mean, what are you gonna put in there?
You're not gonna get a big piggy,
You're not gonna
right?
You're not gonna get a mouthful. You want a mouthful. You want 2 or 3 to fill you.
That's what she said.
This is about 2 or 3 meals for my family. There's only 3 of us here. My
That's
son
a
will
lot
probably
of
eat the entire
piggies.
pot.
It looks delicious, though. It really, really, really.
We're gonna get our cabbage back in its. I saved the cabbage juice. Stay there. I saved my cabbage juice because why would you start over? I mean, we have cabbage broth here. We're gonna use this to start.
Look at that. We're gonna keep those cabbage leaves too.
Yes.
We're probably gonna eat those.
Your first couple cabbage leaves, Grandma always said to keep in the bottom of the pot. So when you're because we simmer this for a good 2-3 hours, sometimes longer.
Grandma said.
Grandma said keep the big cabbage leaves at the bottom. That carefully. Put our fajita rolls.
Carefully. We're not gonna just nonchalant.
We're not just gonna throw them in there.
Okay, good.
We're not just tossing some shit in the water. We're gonna take it, you know, rolled side down and place them in the water. Layer them nice.
See how nice we're putting them in there.
And, you know, we got our bed of cabbage in there. We're going to put them all in there, all nice.
Pigs in a blanket. It's actually pretty... It makes sense now, you know? It should be cows in a blanket because I don't think there was any pig in there.
Cows sleep standing up, so what are you going to do about that?
All right.
Of cabbage. Now, we're picking dishes to make for you that we've made for our friends and family and other people. And it's dishes that they have said, wow, I haven't tasted these since my grandmother made them. We want to bring those flavors to you guys so you can make them once a week, once a month. Share those feelings with your family. I'm sure we've all had those feelings, and it's nice to, you know, bring them back. Really,
Look at, we're gonna put this in there now.
All right, now for our sauce.
The sauce is going in there.
Obviously, we saved our cabbage juice that it was boiled in. That's the basic sauce. The red sauce. A lot of people like to use tomato sauce and this and that. I grew up grandma using Campbell's tomato soup.
Campbell's tomato soup. This is what's going in here.
I have a hard time ordering these anywhere because I can't get this flavor from them. And
believe me, the flavor is amazing.
And it's just
I've
not
had
right.
piggies
Here's
from
the
all
thing.
over, and they're not the same.
Don't skimp on your tomato soup. Don't. Make sure it's Campbell's. Don't buy the store brand. 2 cans tomato soup. 12-ounce cans, I believe they are. Grandma tried to skimp one time. Everybody, aunts, uncles, cousins, everybody complained that they weren't very good. Now I felt bad because she was trying to save some money, you know, fixed income and all. Don't skimp on the soup. So here we are. We're just going to pour that over them. Get it all in there.
This is already a cheap meal, folks.
It is.
Just to tell you.
It's a cheap meal. I mean, I'm pretty under $25. We're going to eat, the 3 of us, probably for 3 days. I'm going to pair this with some crusty bread today.
Because, like, we are just pigs sometimes, and we'll probably eat it within a day. But, yeah, she's right. It should last a day or 2.
I'm going to pair it with some crusty bread. I like it with mashed potatoes, corn.
Maybe we're going to put a little more salt in here.
We're going to do some more salt. Just
Good plan.
about 2 teaspoons. We don't want them really salty, but we still want the flavors.
My wife is not big on
I am
cooking
not
with salt.
big on- I'm not.
This is a new development that I have.
A lot of our food already
forced
has
upon her.
a lot of salt in it, so you want a salt to taste. Obviously, we can't taste this right now. We may or may not add more salt. I always put about 2 tablespoons of pepper in here.
I've pushed her to use more salt in her cooking. Within the past year, maybe?
Salt to taste. Salt to taste. All right, so we're going to put this on to simmer. We're going to bring it. All right, so we're going to simmer this. We're going to put it on medium-high heat till it starts getting bubbly. And then we're going to turn it down to, like, you know, right before the low to simmer and cook all through for about...
Right before the low. These are technical terms.
Right before the low. Like,
Yes.
it's not low.
Super
Technically,
technical.
it would be simmer. It's not medium. It's not
We're
high.
just going to kind of try to cook it.
We want it to simmer for about 3 hours.
Yes.
3
Delicious. I don't know if you
looks
guys
like
think
soup.
it looks delicious, but I do. Okay, we've been simmering for about an hour and a half. And these piggies are looking delicious. Can't wait. What do we got in about another hour? Hour and a half?
We're not going to eat until about 6:30.
Okay, so we're almost heated enough to throw our bread on. This is how we do it. We're going to throw a little paprika for color and flavor.
So,
Ooh.
yeah, smells good, right? All right, so just mix that in a little bit.
Our bread is what again?
Calabrese.
Calabrese.
So it's going to soak up. It's going to soak up all these juices nice.
So this is
grill.
expensive bread.
$1.99 a loaf.
Okay. Okay, this is what our home style piggies look. Plated. Very delicious. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to cut one open and take a look and see how we did.